there, Michaelers. Pearl Jr. here. How's everyone doing today? I hope everybody's having a pretty decent day. Here in Los Angeles, California, it is 102 degrees. It is so hot. It is so hot. And it's going to be hot like this for at least another, I don't know, week or so. Okay, and fall doesn't mean a whole lot in California, but hopefully it'll cool down. Sometimes it means a little something. Sometimes the temperatures are just hot, hot, hot. I mean, I've experienced 90-degree Christmases, okay? But I'm a native Californian. I've been here all my life. I'm what you call a Cali Valley because I'm a California girl from the valley, from the San Fernando Valley. Okay, let's get some stuff out of the way. Stays all day shade. Let's do work and play, because everybody has skin. So everybody, oh my God, that smells so good. This one is called Spice Bomb. It smells like a lot of spices, you know, and it's got a kick to it. It's really good. These are the ones that I keep at my desk, okay? So you get your shea butter and you smell good, okay? And make sure you keep it on there because you can stop the aging of your skin. Like my skin hasn't aged in a few years only because, and I don't use it on my face, okay? Only because I just don't use it on my face. It's too heavy for my face. Some people put shea butter on their face and it works magnificent. But I have little milia, which is little bumps underneath my eye, and shea butter is not good for that. So that's why I don't use shea butter on my face. Other than that, neck down, and my skin is soft and beautiful and smooth, and I have no crepiness. See? I have no crepe. No crepe. Let me show you here. No crepiness. And that's what happens when you get in your 50s and 60s. And I'm already over 63 years old. Oh my God. So anyway, guys, I went over a couple of things that I want to talk to you guys about. Alive 5. Make sure you guys watch Alive 5. It's really good. I think I'm going to go back to Alive 5. And I'm going to pull up another little part so you guys can have another preview of Alive 5. So let me see if I can find Alive 5. Let's see what I can find in Alive 5 so I can pull it up so you guys can see a little portion of Alive 5. Did I call it A5? Maybe I put it in my videos. I think I put it in my videos, my download player maybe. Cecil would give them to me. Alive 5. Let's see. Let's see what I have. Alive 5. You know, I never do it right. I meant to do other things. But you guys don't want to see the same trailer, right? If you've seen it. If you've seen it. Let's see. Let's see if Alive 5 is in here. A5. Let's see what comes up. No. I should have more than that. Alive 5. Let's see. Oh, my big old fat old fingers. I'll just find it later. You know I got it. You know I got it somewhere. Okay, Alive 5. Let's look up final. Let's look up final, the word final. I bet it comes up when I put in final. Let's see. Final. Here we go. Let's see what this is. No. Nope, it doesn't even come up on that either, but it's in here somewhere. Okay, guys, hi! We're going to get to some more stuff. Okay, remember the last live, I had put the fan on. I am sweating. Look at that. I'm sweating, okay? I had put in, we went over the 13th accounting in the last Alive, but I didn't really stress that Paris's allowance, her money allowance for her house is $18,500 a month. But she hasn't gotten that much cash. It's showing that 7 times she got $2,700, and then twice she got $2,400. That's not very much cash. But I remember Oh my God, Paris. Oh my God, this girl. Oh my God. I had no idea that Paris was going through all that she is going through. Oh my God. With her last album, oh my goodness, downloads, let's do it. On her last album that she just released, that's some kind of shock therapy thing. Let's look it up. ETC, I think, is electric shock therapy. Oh my God. Or electric something share. Okay, let's see. Paris Jackson shock therapy. Let's see. Shock therapy. I mean, oh my God. It's called electroconvulsive therapy treatments. I don't even know what to say. I mean, my God. She explained, she does this interview with this guy called Shetty. I think he's British. And Shetty interview. Oh my God. Here it is. His name is Jay Shetty. And she talks about how she's become an alcoholic, straight up drug addict. We think just a little bit, but the way she explains it, she was so damn drug addict-y that it was, she said she could smoke weed with Snoop, hang with Snoop. Okay, and she's a kid. Snoop is a grown man. Okay. She talks about how she snorted so much cocaine, she blew a hole in her nose. We've talked about that before. She was a heroin addict. She took fentanyl. She tried to kill herself several times. She was mad after she took all this benzodiazepines, which will put you in a coma because I studied it. It's hard to OD on harder to OD on benzodiazepines and vodka. She talks about that. And it's kind of like, girl, what the hell? I mean, you're freaking beautiful. Number one, you a white girl. Number two, you guys get the most praise in the whole wide world. You're tall. You're freaking thin. Michael Jackson's your dad. He's supposed to be your dad. Maybe that's some of the issues in there. That's what I'm thinking. Some issues are in there. And, but you're rich. I mean, what the hell else? Would you trade it all to grow up with your mommy? I'm just wondering with Debbie Rowe, what is the problem? What is the issue in your head? What do you want to solve? What do you want to change? You know, what is it? What is that thing? What is that thing that you're trying to whatever? What is that thing? Okay? Because we can all say, poor me, I hate me, I hate me, I hate me. We can all do that, right? But my God, girl, what is that thing that's got you? You know, and what I'm thinking, and I'm no therapist, but just from outside looking in, I'm thinking she had to lie and say she was a black girl when she knows she ain't, okay? Debbie, the truth about Debbie, which she forgives, right? How she was conceived, how she has to pretend that she's Michael's biological daughter. Paris, Prince, Michael, BG, Omar, none of them share the same DNAs. Is that it? I mean, what is it, girl? What is it? You know, one of the things that she said was the worst advice that she ever got. And it's another dig at Michael. And she said the worst advice that she ever got was something Michael must have told her, because it sounds like something he would say. And we're going to play that part. Here we go. We're going to play that part, okay? We're going to play that part.
What's the worst advice you've ever gotten?
Don't trust anyone.
Don't trust anyone.
That's the worst advice I've ever gotten.
Because?
Some of the most beautiful life experiences have come from trust, because trust fosters safety and intimacy and safety fosters healing.
Can agree with you more.
Okay, don't trust anyone. She's 27 now, and you know who told her that? Michael. So is she looking back and mad at Michael because Michael said don't trust anyone? And Michael is looking at it through his lens, that he was very trusting of people that have turned on him, right? And we're talking about Wade, we're talking about James, we're talking about the Chandlers, we're talking about the Francias, we're talking about the Cassios, okay? Debbie Rowe, okay? All these people, Liz Taylor, okay? So many of these people that Michael talked about that let him down, okay? That let him down. So he's talking about the worst advice because he's black. So he's got the racial issues and jealousy issues because he's black and has so much, which a lot of people think that black people aren't supposed to have as much as white people. That was a mindset. If that's still a mindset, yeah. But it was more popular in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. And then in the 90s, it started changing. But has it changed among all people? So Michael is talking about that from a black male perspective. You're a white female, okay? So you don't have those same type of racial issues. So put that in its proper perspective. And so she's saying at 27 that you should trust people, and that she's met so many wonderful, great people in her life. But that's, again, another dig at Michael, you know. So I guess she's blaming him for everything. I'm just saying, because that's going to come out. Hold on, there's more. And then let's talk about her, God dang, Paris, fudge. God, okay, I'm going to tell you guys, when I first heard about Paris's first suicide, first she did the makeup tutorial where she played Don't Stop Believing, and she, by the song Journey from the Escape album, okay? And she was doing her makeup, and she played that song in the background. Up until that time, Paris was very active, leaving death hoax clues. So if you watch my live docu-series, you're going to see how active she was participating with Michael in a lot of death hoax clues. Then it changed after she started bonding with Debbie Rowe. At least from my perspective, that's what I saw. I saw that once she started bonding with Debbie Rowe about the age of 15 or 16, her and Michael weren't as close. You know what I mean? Her participation in the death hoax clues had kind of waned off, right? And this is me from the outside looking in. Trust me, there's a whole bunch I don't know. I didn't know that she was that bad of a drug addict, okay? Drug addiction. So her album cover is her having that shock therapy. I'm so naive. At my glance, I thought that it was speakers, headphones. I'm not thinking she's that messed up to where she got to have shock treatment. God dang, right? I didn't think so. But hey, you learn something all day. She said no intervention could have gotten me sober. So let's opens up about her darkest moments. Let's hear that one. Okay, let's hear that one. I mean, dang, girl. Okay, so here we go. Let's go.
Paris Jackson is opening up about some of the darkest moments of her life.
How does AI generate answers?
In a new interview, she revealed she struggled with addiction, mental illness, and suicidal thoughts from a young age. After multiple attempts, Jackson says sobriety, therapy, meditation, prayer, and other treatments helped her find a way forward. Now 5 years sober, she says she knows dark periods may return, but she also knows there is a way through them.
Okay, so let's go back. I kind of want to get her, you know, the ones that are excuse me. I kind of want to get in her words. No one could have gotten me sober. Okay. Let's listen to her words.
I've always been the type of person to reach outside of myself to and just become in consuming relationships with things. I mean, even now with over half a decade sober, like I will turn Pilates into an addiction. I will turn rock climbing into an addiction. I can turn meditation into an addiction. So the main focus in this last year has been, okay, how do I get into a right relationship with it? One of the scariest and probably darkest moments of...
Oh yeah, I've been watching the Tupac trial too. Okay, so hold on. Let's see, because that interview it's pretty good. I didn't listen to the whole thing because it's just kind of heartbreaking for me. Okay, so let's listen to this one. Okay,
one of them that really should have maybe done it, should have, as if I should be the one in control. Okay. Well, I blew a hole through my nose, which is, public knowledge. I have a perforated, it's not deviated, it's perforated, so it whistles. I can show you after the cameras aren't rolling. Like, I'll shine a light and you can see straight through, my nose. And I freaked out. There's blood everywhere. I looked in my...
Oh, my goodness. My God, girl, what is it? What is the thing? What is the thing that's bugging you, that's got you this bad? Okay?
Active thing, because alcohol can be a drug.
Yeah.
So that was in my early teen years, 14-ish, I think. Weed, I don't really consider 14? A drug, but I treat it like one. It is a plant medicine, and it is so helpful to so many people, but because there's no way for me to be in right relationship with it, I stay away from it, and that was something that I treated as a gateway. I don't like that people call it a gateway drug, because I know for...
Okay. Wow.
Video enhancer.
Wow.
Is an AI video quality.
Let's do one more. And
active thing, alcohol
hold
can
on.
be a drug.
Oh, hold on. Let's do one more. I listened to quite a few of them, and I listened to quite a few of them. Her darkest moments. No. Did we do this one? No intervention could have gotten me sober. Okay, so this will be the last one. Okay.
I've always been the type of person to reach outside of myself to and just become in consuming relationships with...
No. That's not the one. Hold on. One more. Let me find one more. I mean, girl. Rock bottom. That wasn't enough. Okay, here we go.
One of them that really should have maybe done it, should have, as if I should be the one in control. Okay.
No.
Well, I blew a hole through my nose, which is
we already got
public
that one.
knowledge.
No,
I have
no.
a perforated...
She says it's public knowledge. Okay, let's do this one. After suicide attempt at 15. It's just so heartbreaking, So she got to find that thing that got her crazy. Whatever that thing is, dig deep down inside and find that thing, okay? Because something is seriously horrible with this situation with her. Now, her album has just now come out, and she stopped the shock therapy treatment. So it's called The Happiest Day of My Life, and that's what her album's called. And I'm so naive. I glanced and I didn't pay attention that this is this ECT treatment. And it shocks. Oh my God, girl. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh. Woo! I mean, you would think she grew up in the ghetto. She was being molested every day of her life. That she, was beat every day for no reason. This is the kind of suffering that, or it's just the rich spoiled kid thing. Is it the rich spoiled kid thing? I remember watching the movie Rob Reiner, who killed, what's his name? He killed Rob. He killed his mother and father. Nick Reiner. Nick Reiner, spoiled, okay? They didn't know how they had a rambunctious child. I had a rambunctious little girl. And my daughter Alana was very rambunctious. Oh my God. I had to work on her, and I knew I had the first 5 years to get her ass under control. Okay? Because some kids are born with a certain personality. Sometimes it's hereditary. But if you don't get a hold of that in 5 years, before they're like 6 or 7, it's a life of hell. It's a life of hell, okay, that you have to deal with. I remember watching that movie about that Nick did with his father, Rob, okay? And it was about a parent and a drug-addicted child. And a child that was just beyond rambunctious, that was just hard to handle, just a mess. And he had a friend. And his friend, you know what his qualm was? They're both rich, okay? The qualm was, all my parents care about is their bumper sticker to say their child is an honor student. Oh, that's the thing? That's the thing that got you a little crazy? Because you think they only care about you doing good in school and they're glad to get the bumper sticker? The bumper sticker that says my child is an honor student at such and such prestigious school. You know what that's about? That's about you doing something that they're proud of. What, they're not supposed to be proud of it? Or they're not supposed, when you get the bumper sticker, was the parents not supposed to put it on their car? I mean, and this person in this movie ended up killing themselves over a drug overdose. Because he thought all his parents cared about was him and the bumper sticker. I mean, there are so many people that have problems. I remember with my daughter, she's like, my shoulders are too broad. I took her down to Venice Beach, and there was a little dwarf guy, and he was deformed, like he didn't have an arm, but his hand grew out of his shoulder. Okay, he was so tall. He was it was because somebody had, some drug company, some pharmaceutical or pesticide company or some company had did something to the residents. So something, I remember seeing the documentary on it. And when the women got pregnant, they had a series of deformed children. And I told my daughter, I'd let her see that. And I said, see, he's even found a way to smile and be happy. He's up here dancing. And look at that. She was like, Mommy, you're so sad, Mommy. I was like, girl, and you worry about your shoulder being a little too broad? Really? How about that life? How about having that life? And I think she carried that with her. She carried that with her. Because I wanted to let her know, be grateful for the things that you do have. Be grateful for that. Don't always pay attention to the stuff that ain't right. Okay? Yeah, we all have suffering, but damn, parents, girl. You know how many women want to look like you, have that face you have? Tall, thin, and have the money where somebody's paying your $18,500 monthly allowance, so your rent? Huh? The doors are open to you in Hollywood? Open to you. You know how many of us have to beat it down just to get inside? Have no idea, no appreciation for the things that she does have. Now, I hope to God that she's changing, because she says she's getting into a homeopathic type of, holistic type of treatment right now, to where she says she is sober. Okay. She said that she woke up after thinking that she was dead and was like, dang it, I'm still alive. Shoot. God dang, it didn't work. You know, and then she said she thought about killing her, like hanging herself. She said, well, that might go wrong, and, you know, and I might end up paralyzed. So I don't want to do that. Okay, yeah, you don't want to be uncomfortable. Yeah, try that, right? You don't want to be uncomfortable, right? You still want to get up, walk, run, jump, rock climb, dance, perform, play your guitar. You want to still do all them great things, right? Sing, right? You want to do all that and then have somebody else pay your rent, right? But I'm messed up in the head over something. Okay? Yeah, but that's supposed to be the smallest part of your unhappiness, just a little bit. But think of all the great, great things that you have. My God. Okay? Michael should have drove your asses down to the ghetto and let you see. Okay? When you were children. Okay? I don't know if he did or didn't. I wasn't with him every step of the way, but something went wrong. Something went terribly, terribly, terribly wrong. Okay? I never saw, even though the expenses for the drug treatment, so when they say Paris has spent $65 million, the estate, how many millions went to all these, because she was sent away to Utah, I believe it was Utah, or some state. I think Paris Hilton went too. Is it rich kid drama? But they go to these places and she said that she was never physically abused or sexually abused, but psychologically she thought, yeah, they got to mess with your head to try to get you to do right. Yeah, there's going to be some psychological manipulation. What do you think? Of course, they're going to try everything to try to help you out. And it's going to be some trickery in there because they're trying to trick your mind into the straight and narrow. Okay? Or at least to a point where you're not trying to kill yourself over and over and over again. Okay? Are you trying to punish somebody? You wanted them to know how much they hurt you. And so hurting yourself is hurting them. People do that. Okay? People do that. I'ma hurt me so that it'll hurt you. Okay? Is that the thing? But dang, girl. Whoo. I think I can only watch bits and pieces of it because it's so heartbreaking. But apparently, she's on the path to recovery. Her songs are pretty good. I'm not into her kind of music, but her songs are pretty good. She worked at learning the guitar. She worked at singing. She's not a natural born singer. She worked at vocal lessons, vocal training. So she has worked at being someone in Hollywood. I don't know how her album's going to do because she pissed off a lot of people when she dissed the Michael movie. And she didn't show up to none of the premiere, so she meant it. Okay. Latoya and Paris, they had a setup, little meet and hug, and they sat down and they talked. So I guess that was cute. I kept running over it over time and time again. So Instagram, whew, that brings me to a place that's like, oh my God. It's a very sad, dark place that it takes people. I just hope that other people don't think that they need to emulate what Paris went through because you see everything that she has, or it minimizes all the great things that you are and all the great benefits that you have and all the great opportunities that you have. And you still are like, I'm so miserable, I want to kill myself. We're not talking about little problems here and there because people have them. Life is ups and downs. I'm not always happy. My feelings get hurt a lot. I got a hater that's just after me constantly every single solitary day, creating accounts that says that I'm messed up and liar and scam and all this stuff every day. Okay, every day on every post. If they can't, I block them. I have to spend an hour a day. Report block, report block, report block, report block, report block. Just to get them off of my pages. And sometimes Facebook say remove the page. Most times Facebook says I don't remove the page. But I'm not going to be miserable and let whoever that is mess with me so bad that I don't have happiness. and I don't have calm or peace. I don't have it while I'm doing that. Of course, you know, things happen. Paris got bullied. I get bullied. You know, people get bullied. You know, people get bullied. You know, oh my God. But anyway, so let's find the LaToya thing. Okay, LaToya and Paris. I think LaToya has it on her thing. And then Prince is being very supportive, unless somebody else has taken over Prince's account. Okay, here it is. Here's LaToya and Paris. I think it's at her party, album release party. That was 4 days ago. And like I said, hold on a second, guys. I have a little bit of an allergy right now. Hold up. Hold up. Where's my mute button? Hold up, guys. I'll be right back. Put Michael Joe in the front. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so I have little allergies, so I had to clean my palate. So, and then here's another picture of some of the people that are at her. Okay. Okay. So, there's LaToya, and that's them. And who's this? Paris Hilton, I think, and Nikki Hilton. I think that is Paris and Nikki Hilton. Yes. Okay. And they've been friends with the Hiltons forever. The Jacksons and the Hilton have been friends forever. LaToya's holding her own. And, you know, these are some tall girls. Because LaToya's the tallest of the Jackson girls. I think she's like 5'5", 5'6", you know, flat-footed. So LaToya's got a little height to her, and she's got on really tall. Oh, Paris got on. Oh my God, Paris got on really, really big. She loves the combat boot type of look, you know. Yeah, so her album release party. So let's go here. And, you know, I think Paris thinks that she's maybe helping people. I think Paris thinks that she's helping people that are going through this, and I hope it helps someone, but I hope it doesn't have the opposite effect, that you want to play rich and like a rich girl and have rich kid problems and beautiful girl problems, and then you kind of want to emulate her so you can feel like you're the rich, beautiful girl with problems. You know, I'm, you know, or she's just telling her journey. She's just telling her journey. Okay. Okay, so we wish you well, girl. Okay, we wish you well. Okay, I was going to say, and I don't know if I said this out loud, but it's making me believe Catherine left the house because she was acting a fool back in the day. Okay, Catherine Jackson went missing. When did Catherine Jackson go missing? What year? Okay, I think it was 2012. So it was 2012 that Catherine went missing. And I know at that point, Paris was in the house. She had to be 11, 12, 13, 14. So she was 14 years old. And she said that's when she was really out of control and started drinking and all that stuff. And I think Catherine left because Catherine don't put up with misbehaving children. She just didn't put up with it with her own offspring. She ain't putting it up, period. She, you know, and I'm wondering if that's why Catherine left at that point and just said, I'm out of here. I'm not taking it. And then we found out before Catherine got back that TJ took partial custody. So that's where I get that from, the partial custody of Paris, Prince, and BJ. And TJ gets a lot of money from the estate. He gets a couple $100,000 a year. Okay, I'm estimating. Okay, from the estate. Okay, let's go with Tyrese. Okay, Tyrese is a singer, and he is Tyrese Gibson. I used to know his sister really well. I wonder how she's doing. Me and her used to hang out, Tyrese's sister. And it was around the time that he was just, something went wrong with Tyrese. Is your page back up? Oh, here it is. Where is that where you tell the 2000 watt story? So Tyrese and Teddy Riley wrote the Michael song on the Invincible album, 2000 watts. They wrote it without Michael. Tyrese tells the story. Okay, where is, I want to find that story. I think I saved it. Let me look in my downloads. I think I saved it. My downloads. Yeah, here we go. I didn't mark it. I did not mark it. Well, anyway, Tyrese. Let's see if I can Google it. I like Tyrese. And Tyrese Gibson tells about Michael Jackson taking his 2000 watt song. Okay. How 2000 watts ended up on Invincible. Tyrese explains. Here it is, guys. Okay. So Tyrese explains how 2000 watts.
FlexJobs is the #1 job site to find remote work from home and flexible schedule.
Okay, so this is the Tyrese.
I saw Tyrese is out here telling an interesting story about Michael Jackson. Tyrese claimed Michael Jackson.
Okay, let's see. No, where is it? I want the actual YouTube story, not somebody telling it. Okay, well then I'll just tell it then. I'll just tell it because I don't know where it is. Okay, so Teddy Riley and Tyrese wrote the song 2000 watts. Tyrese, it was for Tyrese's album 2000 watts. And he says one day he gets a call from Teddy Riley and Michael likes the song. And Tyrese said, I didn't think I had a choice in it, right? And Teddy Riley just gives the song to Michael. And Tyrese's vocals are still on the song 2000 watts. And he's like, in one way, he said he's happy that Michael loved the song that much that he wanted it. But on the other way, it was kind of like, but I have a song. I have Tyrese. He's from Watts, right? And it was his song, and he's in front of the Watts Towers, and it was on his album cover. And he was like, but here it is. Tyrese, 2000 watts. And this is the Watts Towers in 2000 watts. And he says that he's singing some of the background vocals or some of the vocals on the song. Let's see if he's in the credits of 2000 watts. Michael Jackson, 2000 watts. Credits. Okay, credits. Here we go. Credits, and let's see. Let's Control F. This one's okay. Is Tyrese in it? I know I got the album. I like Wikipedia better. Okay, and let me Control F, and let's do Tyrese. Yep. 2000 watts. He gets the credit here, but just for 2000 watts as the writer, Tyrese Gibson. Okay, but he said his vocals are already on there. His vocals are on it. So Michael took the song. Tyrese, I hope you're not holding a grudge. You know, he said he don't know how to take it, but I thought that was kind of Grace Ruwamba. Grace. Okay, I have never met Grace. I want to meet Grace. I want to talk to Grace. Boy, what the insight that she has, because she was with Michael for 17 years. And not always as the nanny. Not always as the nanny. Okay? Now, I'm going to go back to this interview. So when I was covering the when I was covering the where is it? Okay, here it is. When I was covering the Catherine Jackson versus AEG live trial, AEG gave me this before they gave any other outlet. They handed it to me. I couldn't believe it, right? So this is what I had released on my website, okay? And it's there somewhere, okay? So this is around 2013, and it's Paris. She yawning, bored. This is about Michael being dead, her dad being dead, okay? So here we go. And she's talking about Grace's relationship with Michael. Here we go.
Sometimes my dad didn't like her, so he tried to like keep her away from us. So he'd send her to run errands a lot.
But then eventually she kept coming back.
Yeah.
If he didn't like her, do you have an understanding why he didn't get rid of her permanently?
He felt bad.
And do you know why he felt bad?
Because she didn't really have a lot of money. So.
And did your father say why he didn't like her?
Yeah, he said she was sneaky, she wasn't an honest person. And she lied a lot.
Did he say what she lied about?
Nope.
And what did she do in the house at the time? Was she also one of the nannies?
She used to be. But she, got really creepy. One time, this is gonna freak you out. One time, I think it was before, when me and my brother were really, really young, before Blakey was born. You're gonna get creeped out, no joke. She, the doctor, I don't know, when he would stay in a hotel or whatever, she would call, the hotel and say that she was his wife. She was obsessed with him. She called, say that she was his wife, and they'd let her in, and he'd wake up and she'd be, in his bed. So, I saw your son, and you're like, what? That's what he told us, and, yeah, it's kind of creepy.
Now, just to kind of give you guys some background, a friend of mine knew Joe Jackson, and so did I, okay? And rest in peace, Papa Joe. And Joe also told her that Grace was sleeping in the bed with Michael, okay? Paris is saying that Grace slept in the bed with Michael. 17 years, he couldn't get rid of her permanently. They kept breaking up to make up, right? She said she was fired 3 times in those 17 years. And I believe the last time that she was fired, along with Ramon, and because Michael got rid of Grace, Ramon, got rid of Tome, got rid of Frank Delio, got rid of everybody right before the death announcement. The only people that were around were the people that he had a role for at that time. Michael also took ownership, 100% ownership of all his properties, of not real estate, of everything he owned, his companies, his corporations, his music. He had the 100% ownership of everything. So Michael planned to fake his death. Okay, you could see it everywhere. If I was ever put on trial, I could prove to a jury that Michael faked his death. Okay, with a lot of circumstantial evidence and direct evidence, because somebody had told me today, I read something that said that there was a name on the crypt. Don't let me forget to do that. Go there. Okay, so let's go back to Grace. All right, so I'm wondering, was Grace Michael's secret girlfriend? I mean, that would make perfect sense. Was she the secret girlfriend the whole time? I mean, I remember when she had wrote something and said, yeah, after Michael convinced me that Debbie having another child was okay for me to go along with it, why he got it? You supposed to be the nanny. Now, did you listen? She said she wasn't always the nanny. Grace wasn't always the nanny. Okay? She used to be, Paris said. I don't know if I played that. She used to be the nanny. Okay? Because Omar's mother was the nanny. And Omar's father was the driver. And you can see Grace with Michael without the children. Okay? She was not always with him without the children. So I'm kind of wondering, because I'm going to tell you something as a 63-year-old woman. If you're in love with a guy, obsessed with the guy, and the guy does not feel the same way about you, you get on his nerves, right? He wants you away from him because it goes against the predatory nature of men, right? If a woman chases after a man, you girls know, you've all chased after a man so hard and he ended up hating you, right? At least that used to happen to me because I was a little boy crazy, right? But unless you were a little bit slicker than me, I'm not that slick, okay? So I'm wondering, was Grace the girlfriend all this time? Because Michael kept her around for 17 years. There were other nannies. She wasn't always the nanny. I'll just have to call my son back. Dang it, I gotta talk to him though. Okay. So Grace Wawanda, so I'm wondering, I wish I could sit down and talk with her. I swear to God, I wish that more than anything. But I never met her. I never saw her in person or anything. Daphne Barak. Daphne Barak is a journalist. I'm going to go fast. Daphne Barak was a journalist, and she interviewed Frank Cassio. And she was like pro-Jacksons, and now she's saying the Cassios were a victim. How do you know they victims? Why you call them victims? How do you know? Okay, they're lying through their teeth. Grace played a part where she said after June 13th, 2005, which was the day of the verdict, the verdict, the next day, they left Neverland never to return. So when Nicole Marie Cassio is saying that Michael molested her after the trial at Neverland, she's lying. Okay, they're not victims. They're liars. They squander millions of dollars and then they're just back for more because they're in foreclosure, bankruptcy. They spent all the money recklessly and now they need a big chunk of money to recoup everything that they lost or losing. Okay, so, okay, did you guys know that Shauna did a Tupac video about Tupac faking his death? That mentioned about Tupac faking his death? Did you guys know that? And then I've been watching the Tupac trial. I got to go back. Oh, and then Dolly Parton. Let me see if I can do that real quick because I got to call my son back. Okay, I got to cut this short. Okay, so let's do this. And somebody sent me that. I know who sent it to me. Let me see. You sent it to me a couple of days ago. And it's about, I think this is it. Come on. You know, whenever you're in a rush, it seems to go too fast. Okay. So here is the Shauna Mingatal. She says she was Michael's girlfriend, but she embellished. Okay. Grace was the girlfriend. That's because she was there in the house living with them, going everywhere with them. So, okay. So, here we go.
What's happening, baby?
I was wondering if you knew if Tupac may still be alive. Because I was listening to this song called God Bless the Dead, and it's on the greatest hit. Right. And it kind of led me to believe that he may still be alive.
Because of some of the things you were talking about, right?
The lyrics.
That's Shauna.
Well, baby, I don't know if Tupac is still alive, but I know wherever Pac is at, he's in the studio thugging it down. Just for calling here is unconditional love for you, baby.
Okay, so this is Shauna in this video real quick. Okay, that's Shauna. Let's keep going. That's Shauna. So why was she so harsh on me about Michael faking his death? When you in a video about Tupac faking his death and they ain't hardly nothing. Michael wasn't shot in front of a whole bunch of people, a whole bunch of police had to pick him up and take him, and the ambulance took him with 6 bullet shot holes in him and go to the hospital. He laid there for 6 days with his mama there, everybody there, and he finally succumbed to his injuries. And we think that there's a Tupac faked his death in that, and that was 30 years ago. Okay, and really, we got some weird stuff that happened. Okay, the Machiavelli, that whole thing about a fake death. I don't know the whole Machiavelli story, but that was just something. Okay, real death. Oh my God, Dolly Parton. We love you, Dolly. Okay, Dolly was one of these rare people that was witty. She was country. She was classy, but then she was down home in the southern ghetto and she was one of 13, 14 kids, and she knew how to sing, and she started when she was young too. She started as a child too, singing. And just grew up to be just this pop icon, this country. She sang country music. Jolene, Jolene, please, Jolene, don't take my man, please. I know you can, but don't take my man, Jolene. That song which Beyonce covered. I wonder if Beyonce was talking about Jay-Z or somebody with Jay-Z. I don't know. And then, of course, I Will Always Love You, Whitney Houston. So what I could cry thinking about what she did, Dolly. What Dolly did was the royalty she got from Whitney Houston's bomb-ass hit, I Will Always Love You. She took $12 million, invested it in the black community of Tennessee, and then she put her office there. She put her office there in the black community because she wanted a lot of businesses didn't come. And so she felt like she was going to give back. And she called this office spaces the house that Whitney built. Girl. So what it did was it increased property values. More businesses went there. And her intent was just to give back to the black community because that was the community that Whitney was from. And you can't really be mad at her for that. Wow. She thought about it and she said, you know what, Whitney, girl, I'm going to give to people that look like you. I'm going to give to people that look like you. Okay. Now, this was back in the 90s that she did this, around 97. And it really helped vitalize the area. But since Dolly was there, and she put her her own office space there. That's where she ran her business out of. So the property values all increased. And it's supposed to be a really fine area now. And, but what happened was, one of the unexpected consequences was she rejuvenated the area so much that white businesses started coming in, and it increased property taxes. So some of the black people couldn't afford the property taxes, so they had to sell their homes. But let me tell you this, but you sold it for a whole lot more than you would have sold it for if Dolly wouldn't have done that, right? And I think about Paris, Prince, and BG, and I think about them and the Michael money, right? They don't give nothing back, right? They don't do anything special, out their way, nothing for black people. Look at what Dolly did, Prince, please, because I think Prince is a good guy. I think Prince is appreciative of his status in life. I really do. I think Prince loves the fans. But he didn't think it through when he decided to adopt that one school, and there was 1% black population. And he didn't think, there's no black kids here. And we plan on doing this for years. He didn't think it through. We're not an afterthought. We should not be an afterthought. Like with Dolly. So rest in peace, Dolly. Rest in peace. And one of the things that I think about what Dolly said sometimes when we were having the controversy about gay marriage, right? And she said, let the gays get married so they could have the same problems we heterosexuals have with divorce. You know, and she just had a really wise way of saying things. And she was just an icon, just a wonderful person. It was revealed today that her cause of death was cancer. She never had any children. She was married to her husband. I think his name was Dean, was his last name, Dean. And he died March of 2025. And he was 82. She was 80. And those are full lives. Those are full lives. But, you know, thank you, Dolly, for caring. And I just wish Michael and Grace would have taught Paris, Prince, and BG a little bit more about, you know, being indebted to the black community, and that Michael is black and Grace, you are black, and you should have taught those kids something, that they owed something to the black community. I don't know who told Dolly, but Dolly just knew. She just knew it. Okay? So, with all that, I'm gonna let you guys go. Let me make sure I got everything. All right then, guys. That's it. Be sure to watch Alive 5. I really want to, I'm going to leave you with the Alive 5 trailer, because I can't find my copy of Alive 5, and I don't know why I can't find it. Oh, I know it's somewhere here. Alive 5. Alive 5. I want to show you guys. Oh, Matt gave me the final DVD cover, except for we're going to do bonus footage, and it's not going to be ready in time. I'm sorry, guys. It's not going to be ready by Michael's birthday, which is on Saturday. And it's not going to be ready in time. Let's go here and let's go to Matt. I'm kind of nervous because I want to call my son back, find out what's going on with the store. But hopefully he can make an executive decision and figure it out. Okay, so I am looking for of the DVD. So it is here, and the final DVD cover. And you guys go to michaeljacksoninsider.com, okay? And you please watch the Alive docuseries, please. Okay, so let's see. Okay, here we go. At least I can show this. Okay, come on up. Come on. I found it. Okay, that's not the one. That's the disc. Where is it? Nope. Not this. Not this. What the heck? I don't know. I don't know why things aren't coming up right now. I don't know why things aren't coming up right now, guys. Somebody messing with my computer, I think. I don't know. Let's see. Alive 5. Why isn't it just coming up? Alive 5 DVD cover. It's really top quality. And he gave it to me and I downloaded it. What is going on, guys? What is going on? Desktop. Let's do this. Oh, Cecil, do me a favor. Call Khalil and find out what it is he wanted and tell him I'm on live, if you don't mind, please. Thank you. Where is the DVD cover? Oh my God. Now I can slow down a little bit, guys, because Cecil will figure it out. Oh, here it is. Found it. Dang. Okay. Oh, okay. So, here it is. Okay, there it is. Look how great that is. It's all colorful. It's fabulous. It's fantastic. What do you guys think? Okay, so we're working on the DVD cover. We're working on it. Now, let me see if I can take a moment out. And, is he okay? Everything okay?
Well, he has a question.
Okay. Is it private? Is it kind of private?
Well, it's just questions about,
Okay, guys, I'll be back in like 1 minute. Okay, how come I can't find my mute button? Oh, here's mute. Okay, I'm muting you guys for a second. Okay. Okay, guys. He just wanted. It wasn't that important. We're making a new fragrance. We're going to make a sweet, like vanilla that smells kind of like a vanilla muffin type of thing, and maybe a sweet vanilla muffin, like raspberry vanilla muffin. We're going to make that kind of smell. So he was like, "So, Mom, what do you think?" Okay, so that's what that was. So it wasn't. I didn't do anything. I didn't mess up. Okay, so now let me find my Alive 5. Alive 5 DVD. Alive 5. Let me find it. Okay, part of Alive 5. So now I don't have to rush, but I do have to go because I have to go make some money. You know, we're behind for this week. Alive 5. That's MJ Fan. Alive 5. Alive 5. Let's see. Why can't I find it? I just don't understand. See, so why can't I find my Alive 5? I had 1 billion of them. They should be all on the desktop. And did you put them somewhere? See, so that's why I put everything on my desktop so I can find it. But Cecil sees my desktop and he's like, "Oh, it's just too cluttered." And then he moves stuff and then I don't know where it's at. Okay, let's see. Nope, that's the MJ Fan song, which we love. And because I want to just play another part of Alive 5. Nope, that's Live 4. I released a Live 4 DVD on my on my Facebook. Okay, so Cecil, did you move my Live 5 documentary somewhere on here? Because they should have been on my desktop, but I can't seem to find them anywhere. I know you guys are like, just stop. Okay, let's see. I'm minimizing everything, and then I'm just going to go here. And let's see. Alive 5. View, sort by type. Let's see. Alive 5 workstation. Let's see if this is something. No, that's the trailer. We already seen the trailer. And I want the actual Alive 5 master. Here we go. Oh yeah, open with, close it again, Alive 5, open with, okay, I think I found it. So here we go. All right, so let's go. What part do you guys want to know? Okay, you want to do the Peter, Michael, Bobby part? Let's see what this is. Let's see. No. Let's see what part I want. That part. I love that part. Okay, so we want to do something a little lighthearted. Let's talk about the corner. Yeah, okay, let's do the corner part. Let's do this part. Okay, so we're going to play this part,
that
suicide.
Does not match up with benzodiazepine being a significant factor in causing his death.
Oh, wait, let's go back a little bit. Let's go back a little bit. Prisoner of Fame, Domainzanel.
The body stable, protecting the heart's electrical system and is anti-inflammatory, further reducing cellular stress during the critical cooling transition and acts as a bridge from the biological death to the cryopreservation state. Ephedrine generates internal body heat, helping the body to thaw. According to the number of pills left in the bottle, Michael Jackson was underusing his benzodiazepine.
Okay, so let's stop here because this is something I really haven't talked about too much. Okay, they say that Michael died of a propofol overdose. We already know the experts had said that propofol was injected after death, and we know cryonics injects propofol after death, right? So then they said another cause of death was a benzodiazepine overdose, right? But Michael wasn't taking all the benzodiazepines. Remember, they forgot to put the fingerprints on the medication of the body double. Oh my God. Okay, so the temazepam, he was supposed to take one at bedtime as needed, right? 185 days, Michael has taken 27 tablets, right? So one a day, he took 27 tablets. There were 3 remaining. They were supposed to take one at bedtime. There were still 3 left. 185 days, he's taken 27 tablets. That's not I'm sorry. I'm supposed to be showing it. Okay, temazepam. I'm telling you guys, this is not Michael Jackson's body. Michael Jackson did not die. The people who investigated the death of Michael Jackson were sloppy. Okay? Temazepam. One at bedtime is needed. There were 30 of them issued in the bottle. There were still 3 left. But it was 185 days later because this was prescribed on 12/22/08. Trizodone. Okay? Prescribed 4/18/2009. Take 2 at bedtime. They gave him 60. There were 3 remaining. But it had been 68 days. And he had 22 tablets, 11 doses. What? Yeah, because you got to remember, you're supposed to take 2 a day. But it's been 2 a day. She's saying 22 tablets, 11 doses in 68 days. Okay. Clonazepam. 1 at bedtime. 30 tablets, 8 remaining. In 68 days, he took 22 tablets. That ain't right. 1 a day, he should have been way out begging for more, right? Lorazepam, 1 at bedtime. 30 issued, right? There were 9 remaining, right? It was prescribed April 28th, 2009. 58 days, he's taken 21 tablets, right? 1 at bedtime. He should have needed more. Okay, diazepam, possibly for anxiety, prescribed 6/20/09, right? That's 5 days before the death announcement. I have 1 every 6 hours. Okay, 1 every 6 hours. He was given 60. There was 57 left in the bottle. So 5 days, he took 3 tablets. It's supposed to be 3 to 6 doses out of the 20 indicated. So how was he abusing these when he was undertaking them? Now, there's credit given to the person that came up with this, that in my Pseudocide e-movie book. Okay? I'm telling y'all, Michael Jackson faked his death. That dead body was not the dead body of Michael Joe Jackson. Okay, so let's just watch a little bit more of this, okay?
As I describe it in my e-movie book, Pseudocide, did Michael Jackson fake his death to save his life? So, that does not match up with benzodiazepine being a significant factor in causing his death. The benzodiazepines are midazolam.
Okay, these were found. Okay, so these were actual medications that were found in his room. So he was supposed to be taking them. Now these right here are the injectables. Now we don't know if Michael ever took any kind of injectables because we have learned that the puncture marks of that crying body was symmetrical. Asymmetrical, I always get that wrong. Well, they were in the same places on both sides. So that tells me that that was the cryonic antifreeze type of drug, okay, that they were using to stabilize the body to prepare it for cryonic cooling. They don't like to call it freezing, but cryonic cooling, okay, to prevent ice crystals from forming. I get into all that. Also, Dr. Murray kept no medical records. So we don't even have a record of Dr. Murray giving Michael propofol at all. Okay, giving him propofol at all. Okay, so as far as the benzodiazepines are concerned, if he was that much of a junkie, right, he would have taken the pills, he would have taken the injectables, everything. But we don't have any of that because why? None of the fingerprints were on none of the medications. So they were just setting the stage. They were buying the pills. Dr. Murray was prescribing all this medicine, subscribing all the pills. And then the people that come and take the trash, they probably took it away and had no idea that Michael wasn't using all that propofol. Okay? That it was, they were nothing but props. All this stuff was nothing but props. You got to remember with the drip, there was supposed to be a drip, right? So that meant that if the propofol bottle was hanging from the IV stand. We remember the tab, the little string, was never pulled on any of the propofol tabs. We learned that in a previous Alive. Okay, so we do not have anything that proved to us that that dead body was really that of Michael Jackson's. And with that, I'm going to play this one more time. And then I am leaving. Okay, let's go to YouTube. Go to YouTube, and then I gotta go make some money. Golly, rent and everything is due. Nobody paying my rent. Paris, Prince, BG, nobody paying my rent and all my living expenses. I wish I had that. Lord have mercy, how I wish I had that. Okay, let's do. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna play my trailer. Here we go, and then I'm out of here. Okay, let's get rid of this. Make sure you get your stays all day. Okay, here we go. Hello there, Michaelers. Pearl Jr. here. Well, we are now doing our 5th Alive documentary, which we have been doing since 2011. In this documentary, we're going to dive deeper into the facts, into the proof, into the evidence, and into the clues that prove that Michael Joe Jackson faked his death. Would you believe that it was a cryonic body double used to fool the world that Michael Jackson died? Well, listen to this.
I saw him in the autopsy room. He looked healthy to me.
Did this person look real sick to you?
He looked like he had a chronic health problem.
Okay, and when you first got to the Carrollwood residence and observed this person, you described him as being very pale, correct?
Correct.
Underweight?
Yes.
When Dr. Murray called Prince up to view the body, Prince didn't even know his father. He said he was swole up, the dog complected and all that stuff.
You would have not known it was Michael Jackson. And when you're sitting there watching this autopsy, and you realize it just doesn't look anything like it.
That's my son playing the guitar. Okay. How we get... Oh, he looked healthy. Oh, he looked like he had a chronic health problem. He was pale. He was dark complected. I mean, it's absurd. He was so thin. He was swole up. I mean, come on. And then the LAPD detective who watched the damn autopsy, because there were 2. We only got the result of 1. The damn autopsy said it looked nothing like him. He said, I'm sitting there looking at it going, this don't look like Michael Jackson, because it wasn't. Okay? It wasn't. And I've been saying this since 2010, that it wasn't the same body. You can hear me say it in The First Alive, okay, which we produced in 2010, and that was released in 2011. So you guys, please go to michaeljacksoninsider.com and please watch the entire Alive docuseries, or just watch the ones that you haven't seen. And help me, I'm so poor and so broke. Okay. Anyway, guys, I gotta go. Love you all. But I don't really ask for donations. I want to give you something for the money. You know what I mean? And we're still praying for E. Casanova, who is sick, who was one of the first really successful Michael Jackson impersonators. And we wish you well. He has prostate cancer, I think. And he's not doing so well, according to him. All right, guys. Love you all, but I gotta go. Love you all. MichaelJacksonInsider.com and StaysAllDayShade.com or TheSkinButterStore.com. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.